The political right spends a lot of time talking about cutting red tape. They constantly tell us that there is too much red tape and that they are going to get rid of it. It is easy to assume that when they say this, they are talking about dumb regulations. There are literally countless regulations and restrictions in place. It is not hard to believe that some of those are unjustified and stifle economic productivity. But when they speak about cutting red tape, they are not talking about getting rid of dumb regulations. They are talking about gutting protections for workers, renters, and the environment. They want to reduce sick leave for workers. They want to make it easier for employers to fire workers. They want a stagnant minimum wage. They want unions to be less powerful. They say health and safety law changes are also on the way. I wonder if a government of parties funded by big money interests and backed by rich elites will make the workplace safer for workers or more profitable for employers. We shall see. They want to reduce insulation standards, water down healthy home standards, and make it easier for landlords to evict tenants without good cause. They want to permit a greater degree of environmental degradation from agricultural activity by loosening standards. Intensive winter grazing regulations have been loosened, and live animal exports will be back. Profit and convenience come before the environment and animal welfare. Never forget that when they speak about cutting red tape, they do not mean removing dumb regulation. They mean gutting protections for workers, renters, and the environment, so that their donors can make more profit with less effort. Also mindless is the concept of cutting red tape for the sake of cutting red tape. Regulation is morally neutral. It is not inherently good or inherently bad. The National Party does not seem to understand this. They have a mindless opposition to regulation in principle. This was embodied in their 2023 policy platform. They said that for every new regulation put in place, 2 old ones would have to be removed. This is totally mindless policy. Regulation is not inherently good or bad. It depends on the specific regulations. The idea that regulation is inherently bad is idiotic and dangerous. It leads to unsafe products, dangerous working conditions, and serious problems for consumers and working people. Regulation is not inherently good or inherently bad, but some regulation is essential. Otherwise you end up with environmental destruction, dangerous workplaces, unsafe products, and all sorts of other issues. The government's mindless hostility towards regulation is indicative of dangerous stupidity. New Zealand deserves better. This donor-serving government must be defeated in 2026.